Okay, let's get some recordings. And this one's a very interesting one, which I like off the best. Evangelist wants church leaders to fight crime. Seventh-day Adventist evangelist John F.K. Martin says, imploring the church community to get involved in crime fighting in Jamaica. The clergyman said he is outraged by the increasing murders, and wouldn't be, especially vicious killing of the nation's women and children. Said, in addition to praying, he's urging religious leaders to become more active in the troubled areas. Quote unquote, I'm not afraid to talk. Too much of us pastors are hogging up and covering up crimes like his holiness. Church needs to get more involved in fighting crime. Amen and amen. Some of these men are too coward. Amen and amen right there too. The Bible tells us to go to the uttermost part of the earth and preach the gospel. But instead, some of us don't want to go there. Instead, they want to stay at the pulpit in AC. They want to go out in the heat. And it doesn't work like that, he said. Point out some of the most recent articles about murders that were published in the Star. Martin said that he's baffled by how cruel the perpetrators are. When they go out, we're going to kill off the women. We're going to be left the only men. We need to get our country in order. I'm calling the shots and thugs to let them know that enough is enough. I'm green for a nation to which a woman and children being killed. Then he basically talked about the death of the 16-year-old Jody, and there was this unfortunate 16-year-old teenager who was killed in a home invasion in Waltham Park Road, St. Andrew recently. Alright, and he basically goes to say he believes in eye for an eye and so on. I know a lot of people in the church are going to be looking sideways and say that, basically saying that, we have to forgive and forget. And my take on this is that I agree with the pastor and so on, because what he said is very true. Unfortunately, this doesn't apply to all members of the church. Unfortunately, there's a coward culture in this country, and it's not even just the church too, but part of the reason why the crime is so out of control, because a lot of these murderers know that there's not going to be any consequences or repercussions. And when you have an environment where there's no moral accountability and yet also no economic equality stability, you're breeding a breed of very dangerous people who have nothing to lose, and they have all these frustrations and energy, and they, rather than challenge that energy to get it to do something good, or even allowed to do something good, like get his proper job opportunities, they turn to these monsters right here. And this is what this culture of cowardice has produced. And as I agree with them, and what he says unfortunately is true, is that unfortunately there needs to be some very harsh, very direct responses to these criminals, because I've seen many recordings that when these guys, these rapists, these extortionists, these gunmen, whoever who go get a neck off of harming people, usually they know that chances 9 out of 10 out of 10 they're not going to be caught. Alright, and if they get caught, they get this joke sentence. And yeah, I blame the so-called joke of a justice system for a lot of the problems too, but there's not enough punishment mechanism that Jamaica really has. And also, Jamaica doesn't have a warrior class. Now, if you had a warrior class in Jamaica, all these communities, that when these people try and harm especially women and children or innocent civilians, that they're going to get dealt with accordingly, then a lot is going to get cut down. And yeah, I have to bring a lot to some of these so-called church members, because a lot of them either took cowardice or they're complicit, because sadly enough, some of these so-called church members are complicit in some of these crimes too. Because I remember doing that recording of that one that one guy who apparently killed this one woman, forget her name, and he had a violent history, but he had this joke of a sentence, became a deacon, and then apparently went on to kill this other woman very brutally. Alright. And the thing is, you don't hear too many of the people in the church community saying anything about this. And yeah, and let's not even start on some of these so-called pastors who have been caught with underage children. But as I agree what he says though, that there are a lot of people in the church, if you really want to combat the crime, just condemning it on Sunday and the Sunday sermon isn't enough. A lot more needs to be done, where they push for harsher laws for criminals. And also, if you know how to, you have to go out there, and I say you have to dress up as Batman or play Superman or some superhero fight crime if you can, but there's more that it can be done. And I know some people in church are going to be looking at this guy and say, "Oh, he out of order, he's wrong. Two wrongs don't make a right." And I'm gonna say to those people, "You're all morons. This guy is just you may not like the way the guy's telling the truth, speaking the things up, but he does have a point, and you don't have to like everything he says. But there needs to be more active. Like we can sit back and condemn crime, but unless we're collectively going out and doing to put our foot on the necks of the crime and corruption beast, look for more of this to happen. All right, because at the end of the day, there's this going to happen until we have a new warrior class, until more people have position of power have to do something, show their interest in destroying the crime and corruption beast. Looking for more else, and this guy, like I said, he's not the first to say it. You won't be the last, but I commend him for what he's saying. That there needs to be harsh punishments for those who commit these crimes, and I am for that all the way. Because that's the only way that crime's gonna learn, when these criminals like that get some direct repercussions. Then the thing's not gonna this crime is not gonna stop anytime soon. So, anyways, that's all I have to say. Put this in current state of Jamaican Caribbean. Check out the YouTube pages. Miles Goodson Friend, Miles J Productions. Okay.